And hello, everyone. This is Nolen-John Zander on YouTube once again to talk specifically about the ego and killing the ego. I would have to say that is absolutely not something you need to do, nor should you. Everybody keeps talking about love and light, about ascension, about loving everything and everyone, and then they talk about killing something. It's kind of counterintuitive, don't you think? Are there other ways around it? Yes, there are. And a lot of them I'll be discussing on this channel. But first, just to stop you from doing something that you're going to regret in life, in order to ascend, your ego is there for your earth guide only, right? Earth guide only is something that's there to protect you, even from yourself, from your memory. So if there's no memory, then there's nothing to protect you from. Getting rid of the bad memories is a technique that I learned from Pamela Ireland that I'm currently doing now, and it seems to be working. The ego protects you, excuse me. The ego protects you from everything in everyday life. The critical factor, right? Your bullshit filter. Okay? If you don't have your bullshit filter, it's going to be really difficult discerning whether or not that guy or girl is right for you. Telling you whether or not you're good enough for such things. That can be good and that can be bad. But at least you know that it's your ego talking. If you're too lazy to discern for yourself what your ego is telling you and what your gut or your intuition or your higher self is telling you, then I'd say that that's an issue you need to work through to further develop your discernment. So let's not kill the ego. Let's work with the ego and eliminate the memories instead. Right? This is not the video to teach you how to do that. I'm still going through my own process in doing so. So the ego is built off of your memories, off of past, which does not exist. And nothing in the past is actually accurate. It's from your perception into the past that creates those memories. A person that was firm with you when you were a child could turn out to be, he's a mean old bastard. Uncle Willie, Aunt Susie, is just downright freaking mean. Because they wouldn't let you eat that candy. Or they wouldn't let you go out at night, to your friend's house. Right? So, in their best idea of protecting you from something, after a fashion, they're firm with you because you demand it and they say no. You developed a memory of Aunt Susie was a mean old biddy because she wouldn't let me go out with my friends and take my candy bars with. So the issue there is you have a wrongful memory. The actual memory is not there anymore. You have inserted feeling into that memory, which is what triggers most memories, is emotion. That's why you are always on a loop of, I'm always in this space of feeling terrible. Right? It's not just about Uncle Teddy, not anymore, because that was not necessarily the trigger. Let's say you're at work and somebody says something that Uncle Teddy used to say, and now you're mad at that individual, even though it has nothing to do with Uncle Teddy, and now you're mad at this individual for saying what Uncle Teddy used to say, and you're all ticked off about it. Because it brings back memories of Uncle Teddy when he was bad to you, or he whooped your butt, or he did other things to you. Right? So triggering the memories through the emotions is an issue. But let's say, for instance, that we could get rid of those bad memories. Maybe we should try that instead. That's one method. The other method would be to go around the ego, which I'm working on as well, through some hypnotic techniques, through meditation and things like that, to basically have the ego as your gatekeeper, right? Standing guard at the gate. So instead of killing the gate guard and busting through the wall to your memories and whatever else, to your higher powers, let's say that you go and approach the ego, you hand them a magazine, give them a little chair to sit on so they can be a little bit more comfortable. Sit in the chair while I'm going to go through the gate and talk to some folks over here, if that's okay with you. The ego is protecting you from stuff that you're not ready to deal with, stuff that you created, right? And for instance, for myself, I don't remember much of anything before age 11. So there's still a traumatic incident there that I still need to get through. Or do I really need to get through it? Because if I can eliminate the memory through Pamela Ehrenling teachings, I don't have to deal with that memory anymore. Did I learn anything from it? I don't know, because I cannot remember. Did I go through it and remember it at the time? Sure. But that's what triggered the ego to suppress a lot of memories based on a handful. So, if you want those memories and want those teachings, we go around the ego to find the back door, if you will, or use the front door and tell the ego to just have a seat and let me go in there and figure this out. But the ego has to trust you enough to ensure that you're not going to emotionally hurt yourself, right? As that's where bipolar stuff comes in, that's where multiple personality disorders come in. Also is when the ego is trying to protect you so very much it creates an entirely different personality and a different person. So we need to be careful when we're jumping up and down inside the mind, inside the memory, inside the brain, whichever you want to call it today. So, do not kill the ego. There are alternative methods in dealing with accessing your Akash, your memories, or your past life experiences, or your higher self, okay? Let's stop killing things if we're supposed to be bigger than that. Let's stay out of the lower emotions. That does not mean kill everything so there's nothing left. There's something to be said about destruction before rebuilding. But let's not destroy things that don't need to be destroyed. Lest, of course, you destroy most of yourself and your identity. Which we're going to acknowledge, yet we are going to change it. We won't destroy it. There's no reason to destroy things. Let's convert it, for lack of a better term. So, to move forward, sometimes we need to take a couple of steps back, but that doesn't mean bring a sword and kill everything in your path. That doesn't mean cut down the forest because a tree is blocking your path when there's clearly a way around it. Okay? So, also, to note on this channel, I'm not all smiles. I'm not all freaking happiness. I am happy, but that's mostly based on the definition of content and a bit of joy. I'm not overjoyous. Even I don't know if that's an actual term, if that's possible. But to be joyous all the time, to be super happy, I am contented and I am quite, well, for lack of a better term, happy with what I'm doing now. I'm not ecstatic. I'm not going to freaking smile from ear to ear all the time. And I do not expect you to do that either. But I do expect to help you on your path as you follow me on mine, to locate your happiness in mine as well. With that being said, don't kill your ego, lest you kill yourself or your brother or your sister or your mother or your father. Why would you do that? The ego is a concept of the mind, but now you're killing yourself. That's suicide. That's part of you. There's no reason to destroy. There is only room for creation and recreation. Okay? So going into the new year, let's not make any New Year's resolutions that say killing things or egos or anything of that nature. More on New Year's resolutions here shortly. Since it is kicking off on the new year, I got something in my throat, as you probably figured out by now. But we'll go through some New Year's resolutions and how to develop them actually as habits, and possibly or definitely eliminate habits that you do have that you no longer want. But you're going to have to go through your list. You need to make a list of the things that you do not want in your life and things that you do. But anyways, just a short note for today, as I've already made a video. Okay, everyone, don't forget to be happy, smile, and find out what is good in your life. All you got to do is think about it.